When I was growing up, I wanted to be a marine biologist or a doctor. I'm a tech entrepreneur and investor in various startup businesses. I don't think I ever officially decided I wanted to do what I'm doing now. It wasn't until second year university when my business partner and we were studying in the library and we're like, hey, how do we try to make extra income while we're in school? At the same time, we were already working part-time at the bank. When I was 12, it was really easy for you as an individual to create an account and make a website. So when I was 12, I actually started making this fan site about Pokemon. And for a couple of years, I created my website, and at the age of 14, my website was the 5th largest website in the world for Pokemon, and we had 500,000 unique visitors each day. So just before high school, I sold that to a digital media company in New York. So I've always been very tech savvy. Being a tech entrepreneur but having a psychology background, it's clearly not the same path. So I would say some of the roadblocks that I've experienced was not understanding some of the business analogies or some of the financial accounting considerations and stuff that I needed to know when I started my business. I think part of it as well was I always wanted to be in science or be a doctor. So throughout all of the years in high school and even the first year in university, I was taking all these science courses. So I never really had a chance to kind of diversify some of my knowledge and some of the other interests that I had. In second year university, my dad actually got laid off from his job. So at that point, I was a little bit naive and didn't really understand like the value of like money and what money really meant. So I kind of had a harsh reality and realized that I didn't want to be in school for 13, 14 years because I wanted to be a sports doctor and specialize. So at that point, I realized that I wanted to be able to start working so I can help out and contribute to my family. I don't think I necessarily I don't think there was like a resource or anything that I learned from. I think students now are extremely fortunate because they have a program like Propel, where if they want to start a business, they have resources and certain mentors that they're able to have access to. So during that time when I was in university, it was kind of self-taught. So in terms of starting a business, it was just kind of one opportunity at a time. Like we started making websites for local businesses while we're at the bank, and people would come in and say, hey, you're young, like, can you help me make a website? We're like, sure, we'll make you a website for like $200. And that kind of spiraled. Yeah. Branch managers were not very impressed.
No, I can imagine.
I think for myself, learning the skills of being flexible and adaptable was extremely important. For myself, I started on kinesiology, but I had to change paths to completing a psychology degree and then ultimately entering the tech world. So I think for myself, flexibility and being able to kind of maneuver is extremely important. I think what's most important is even if you have a change in plans, it doesn't mean you failed. If anything, it means that you just have a change in path for you to be successful. That's a really good question. I think my parents, jokingly, they probably didn't think I was going to be a doctor. So they didn't necessarily push me towards that. But I think they knew that I had good work ethic. So they were kind of just letting me kind of run my business and see where it would go. So they're very encouraging of that and supportive of it. So that was extremely helpful for me to know that I essentially had my parents' support and approval. The efforts that you put into school is equally important inside and outside of the classroom. Outside of the classroom, it's extremely important for you to have a really strong network of friends where they have the same work ethic and they have the same drive, so you can kind of encourage each other. The other advice I would have is for students to really take advantage of the clubs that are available and volunteer for different organizations. Because once again, you don't, at least from my own personal experience, students don't really find what they're passionate about until second, third, fourth fourth year university. So it's not until these opportunities where you can really kind of discover what you enjoy so that you can choose that as a career path.